Hello, Rebecca. Please come in. Have a seat. My name is Dr. Arabi, and I understand that your son is having difficulties with his speech and language. Would you mind telling me about that?
Well, my son Julian, he is 7 years old. He's going into second grade this year, and he still has a hard time distinguishing between different sounds, like the W sound and the R sound, or F and S. He still has a hard time hearing the differences in those sounds. Like, for example, the other day we were doing a vocabulary test, so I was saying the words, and he would have to spell the word and define it. And I said the word while, and he started defining it as a place with jungle cats and gorillas and really big trees. And then I understood that he thought I had said wild. And so I explained to him, Julian, I said while. And he looked at me with a confused face, like he couldn't tell the difference between what I had said. So then we moved on and we got to another word, dense, and he confused it with dance. And again, he didn't hear the difference between the sounds dense and dance. And he's also going into second grade, and he's having a hard time hearing the differences between different rhyming words. What words rhyme and what words don't rhyme. And I'm just wondering what the reason might be for this, and what I can do to help my son.
Okay, so now from what you're telling me, it sounds like he's having a difficult time distinguishing between different phonetic features, such as, like you said, when he can't tell between the F and S sound. And although the sounds do sound similar, they can completely change the meaning of a word. For example, in feet and seat. Those are very different words, although they do sound very similar, which is understandable why he cannot distinguish between the two sounds. However, it sounds like it's also inhibiting his linguistic and communicative competencies, because he has a hard time conveying what he means to other people in a way that they can understand it, because he can't tell the difference in the sounds. And it sounds to me like what would help him is the use of minimal pairs.
What are minimal pairs?
I'll let my colleague Julie explain it to you.
Okay, so it sounds like minimal pairs might help him overcome his struggle, but how, as his mom, can I help him with this?
Well, a lot of children's books have minimal pairs in them, such as nursery rhymes, stories, songs. They all have a lot of rhyming words, and rhyming words are examples of minimal pairs because they just change one phoneme and changes it into completely different words. So I think the use of books that rhyme, like my colleague said, the Dr. Seuss books are very good. I recommend Green Eggs and Ham. It's one of my personal favorites. Simply because Dr. Seuss, not only does he use a lot of rhyming words, but he makes up a lot of pretend words, and that would be beneficial for the child to read, not only because he can hear the differences in the sounds, but he can see the differences in the sounds, and it'll also help him learn which words are real words and which ones are make-believe words. And also another thing is that you can have the child make up skits with other friends, because children have different learning styles. Not all children learn by hearing or by reading or by being told something. A lot of kids, they have to move. It's called kinesthetic learning. A lot of children have to move, and it helps them learn material and retain information. So that might also be helpful. And another thing that your son would be able to do is listen to this song.
Wow, I think you would really enjoy that song. His self esteem isn't that high right now because of this problem, so I think it's definitely going to boost his self esteem a little bit, and knowing that other people had the same issues, but they still were able to overcome their obstacles. So thank you for that.